Hello folks, welcome to another daily Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. This week is going to be a very challenging one because just to show you, it's going to be a little bit stressy, I guess. If you take a look, just tomorrow, CB, consumer confidence. Okay, it's interesting. CPI in Europe. Okay, also interesting because depends on what the euro, what EU is going to do, what data they are showing. Also, the ECB will adapt to their policy, but however, if it's not that good, I guess it could push up a little bit DXY. However, non-farm employment. I don't think they are forecasting 170k. I guess it's going to go a little bit more up. It's possible. So also wouldn't be that bearish. ISM manufacturing PMI, I don't think something big is going to change. Job opening, I guess maybe the same or between both, between the forecasted and previous one. Crude oil inventories, nobody cares. FOMC statement, that's for Wednesday. Fed interest rate decision. Related to what the MSM is spreading is everyone is expecting 25 BPS. And the Fed was very clear and they sent different warnings to market actors. They are ignoring everything, just absolutely everything. So I would be careful. Everyone is expecting 25 BPS. In my opinion, I'm not going to bet for 25 BPS because it's too obvious, because everyone is expecting it. I just see we have in the US a strong economy, a strong labor market. The inflation is not declining as expected. Service inflation even going up. And that's a big risk for the Fed just to leave their track, because if they go for 25 PPS, inflation starts to go up again because of whatever, military escalation. I ran yesterday, Pakistan announcing they will go closer to Russia. Someone could say, well, Pakistan, who is Pakistan? Well, Pakistan is a nation with a lot of nukes in their arsenal. So it is something. Turkey also making such kind of comments. So in case of, and Turkey is NATO member and they want to leave, that would be a huge red flag. Also from a strategy perspective for the NATO. But it seems nobody cares. So a lot of dynamic rising up at the moment related to geopolitics. And at the same time, so in case of an escalation, crude oil would go up. We have OPEC Plus meeting. I'm not sure if it's today or this week. So also something we should have in mind. Nobody is indicating that they want to rise up the production, but also not declining it. So only if the environment, the conditions change, could have an impact to the price. If we are going and hitting a de-escalation, something I doubt, then the crude price could go down even more. But, that's crude oil. It's supply and demand. So if the supply maintains equal and the demand starts to rise up, because, also military vessels, strategic crude oil reserves, they have to be filled. Otherwise, you can't do anything. That could rise up the demand on crude oil again and push up the energy prices. In such case, you can imagine inflation will go up. The Fed is not going to wait until that happens. Their main goal is to forecast such moves or changes in the market and to adapt these scenarios to their policy. So I don't think that these guys are going to say, hey, do you know what? We are going to break, we are going to pause, or 25 bps is what we think would match to the current situation. I don't think so. I think that I don't know why the Fed did that in the past, but they mentioned that 25 bps also by Fed members could be possible. But to be honest, I don't see that. I really don't see that. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I see that they have everything there to push up the interest rate by 50 bps, because if they go to 25 bps and the ECB already declared they want to push up the interest rate decision or interest rate by 50 bps, it's absolutely clear that the US dollar is going to go more down compared to the euro. I also don't think that's an interest of the United States. We don't need to talk about DXY because the main pair of the DXY is the US dollar euro pair. So in case of we have a disruption, means Fed 25 bps, ECB 50 bps, means money will flow hitting to the Eurozone, and it will just make the US dollar more weak. Something also here I wouldn't expect, but I don't have a crystal ball. I think just few persons know in advance what the Fed is going to announce. In my opinion, they will surprise a lot of people. I even think that insiders already know it and they are trading it. That would also explain this huge sell-off by insiders on SPX while retailers jumped in. And I would be extremely careful. I also think February is going to be a month that could bring a lot of pain. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to talk about bulls, bears, because I don't like that. I don't care about bulls, bears. I just care what the market is going to do. And in my opinion, if that happens, what I think it's going to happen, if instead of 25 bps, the Fed is going to announce 50 bps, the market will nuke. It's not going to dump. I don't think so. I think it's going to nuke. We will see how Bitcoin will react because, but, well, next. Then ECB interest rate decision by the ECB. Also, something we need to say here, that the ECB doesn't have the same options like the Fed have. So for the ECB, it's much more complicated to push up interest rates. They can do it, but in case of, they need to be careful because some of the Euro members are looking very weak. So in case of, it could trigger a chain reaction, starting with Italy, for example, or some other Euro members. That's why the German government was selling German bonds, buying Italian bonds, just to push them and to stabilize, so that the ECB could also just raise more interest rates. Initial jobless claims in the US, I also here wouldn't matter that much, to be honest, only if it goes too much up, for example. I don't think so. 200K, I could imagine that will maintain. And of course, unemployment rate, we did previously 3.5%. They are indicating or expecting, that's the forecast, that it goes a little bit more up. That's for January. It's possible because December is a big retail month because of Christmas and holidays. So sometimes retail higher for short term some people. So it's possible, but I don't think they should reflect the unemployment rate in case of. So I would imagine it will be at 3.5%. But also something we need to see. And then ISM non-manufacturing PMI, also something that many people don't care about, and we shouldn't as well, only if they are showing extremely bad data. Otherwise, we shouldn't care about. Yeah, that's everything for my initial comment. I think that this month is going to be extremely difficult. February, we have some, we have the announcement by the Fed related to crypto. We have the announcement by the White House related to crypto. We know that the current SWIFT provider by Binance will stop to operate from tomorrow on, if I'm not wrong. It seems they have an alternative provider, but I'm not sure yet. I'm absolutely not sure. That's something I have to check, but I think I have read something. However, I would be extremely careful, absolutely. I have said many times that I'm not trading since a while. I mean, when I think I have enough experience. When I see that the market is doing something that's rushing, looking a little bit desperate, and doesn't, because the markets use principles just to trade the market. We did it. They went down. So we maintained POCs, we retested them, we failed, we went up, we had to break out, we retested the breakout, then we went down. Even with the fake rallies, we did that. Not with the current rally we had. They didn't. It was just desperately rushing to the upside. Still, a lot of people are extremely informal and indicating that's the start of a bull run. It's not my bull run. I will miss it because I'm absolutely not convinced what they did. And we'll see. It will take maybe a little bit more, but I'm absolutely not convinced of what they did. So, yeah, that's everything. We have some red flags as usual. Now the geopolitical one is coming back on table, and the last announcements are extremely bad because everything is indicating that that we will escalate the whole situation. At the same time, also very interesting, and I guess it's just a coincidence, and I think it's just a coincidence, it's related to the NATO, because the NATO has just a team, or I'm not sure if that's a team, but it's a task force. It's the Very High Joint Readiness Task Force, and this task force will be led by the German military this year. That's really interesting. What does it mean? In case of an escalation between the NATO and Russia, Germany has to send within 72 hours 8,000 soldiers, including Navy, Air Force, and everything, hitting the Ukraine to fight against the aggressor, and in that case, clarified and defined as Russia. While Russia is making some moves hitting Belarus, they are going to have a base there with also a lot of Russian soldiers. And yeah, as mentioned, a lot of things is happening. Everything looks like we are going to have an escalation with the attacks on Iran yesterday. A lot of different fake news out there, so we need to be extremely careful what we are reading and so on and so forth. But everything doesn't look great at the moment, and we could expect at any time anything that could have a big impact to the markets. We have the Fed, we have the global economy, we have the geopolitical situation. You can ignore everything and you can play like casino, and that's absolutely right. You can do it. I wouldn't go to the casino and tell the people don't play here. If you enjoy it, do it. But you need to have and to be clear about their risk. If you don't, don't yell and cry afterwards. That's the only thing I can tell you. And that's, you know, I love to trade. I'm missing it. For me, it's part of my day. I love to trade, but under the current situation, I can't. It's almost impossible for me. So let us go and check what the market is doing. So let us take a look what we can see related to the weights ratio. Weights ratio 30 days moving average, very interesting. Sometimes I think everything is a trend, because if we take a look here, it looks like it's the dead cat bounce, but I doubt it is. So what we see here is we went up, we maintained there for different well, for a period of time. We started to decline as expected, and you know, and then we see that we have a deviation here, so it's going up. What does it mean? Well, first of all, it's possible yesterday was well, how to say it, a very strange Sunday. We didn't had such Sundays a lot in the past month, where they pushed up very hard yesterday, and after midnight they started to decline afterwards, and they started to let the price go down, also because SPX did it. However, that would explain why the weights ratio 30 days moving average went up. However, we need to see what's happening here, because it was at 60, that was relatively high, and now it's at 56. We need to check what's going to happen in the next days. It's really interesting. I wasn't expecting such a bounce here, to be honest. Usually, I mean, if it goes up once again, then I'm speechless and clueless, because that's usually, it's the first time that I have seen that the weights ratio 30 days moving average is maintaining in such high level for, let me say, 11 days. That's crazy. That's really crazy. But however, we will see. I mean, we can see what the price did instead. It went up, 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 up. Now it's declining, but we will see. So if we take a look here, for example, the weights ratio 30 hours moving average, let me check. Okay. We can see that once again they pushed up. That's what we see here. They pushed up, and usually afterwards it shows pressure, sell pressure, and that's what happened. So down. Afterwards they stopped once again. What happens afterwards? They push up once again. So if you are asking, well, are we done? I don't know. I really don't know. People can tell me whatever they want. The market is manipulated. It's in full manipulated mode at the moment. It's just it feels like one entity is just pushing up. We don't see any huge resistance, no volatility, almost no volatility, and just indicating, yeah, they are distributing, but slowly, just really slowly, and indicating as well they don't want to push down the price, not yet. So yeah, we will see how far they want to bring the price, if we are done or not. We will see that. If we check, for example, here, also looks like everything works with a trend line. We are maintaining here. If we are right here, it should go up, and everything above of 90 is extremely bearish, because when the weights ratio 30 hours moving average is pushing up to 90, usually is when they start to sell big, but not happening. We can see, I mean, up, down, and now we are maintaining a relatively low area below of 80. So they are still standing, but not enough. If we take a look, weights ratio 30 hours moving average, it's what we could see. It's 84, not that bad. And stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges declining. So it's declining more. We can see here the net flow right now related to Bitcoin, and at the moment more, yeah, no, not big. It's almost flat. That's it from here. Let us go to the next one. So if we take a look here, for example, we see that almost, at least related to CryptoQuant, the stablecoins are almost flat. Nothing coming in, nothing coming going out. But they are not including BUSD or any other kind, just USDC and Tether. If we check what Bitcoin inflows are doing, we can see, I don't know what's happening again with my mouse. It seems that some inflows is coming in, but the volume is relatively low. So we are talking, the maximum here was, for example, this morning in 2 hours, almost 1,600, 1,700 Bitcoin. So absolutely nothing. And if you are asking, well, and where's all this money coming from? What is making such big pressure? First of all, they started very early to send a lot of Bitcoins. For example, it was January 27th. They sent almost 3,000 Bitcoins. And then afterwards we went up once again. It's pure distribution. I'm still convinced that's a pure exit pump, exit rally. That's the whole thing behind. They used futures in the beginning. They triggered FOMO on retailers. Everything is moon, 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 boon, bull run next, whatever. And in my opinion, that will end, unfortunately, not well. But however, so not big at all, while we can see 1,000 Bitcoins outflows once today, also nothing big, indicating they're just, just sending and holding these Bitcoins on centralized exchanges. And I have retweeted what he mentioned today, IT Tech. He was showing that all exchanges have received a lot of Bitcoins and their Bitcoin reserves are lifting up. So that would match with that, and usually afterwards we will go down. We need to see how far, if we are going to do finally the 21,000 or maybe a little bit more up, 21.5 for example at the beginning, and then we need to see. Everything will depend what will happen this week, of course. So also here, nothing big to see. Let us go forward. So let us take a look what's happening related to the funding rate. First of all, funding rate went down, afterwards up, and now it's declining. Well, actually, if we take a look what the price did, we went down from here until here, and then we started to go up afterwards. So I guess some shorts are a little bit underwater. If we take a look what the leverage ratio did, it went down, it went up a little bit, then more up, declined and recovering. If we take a look what the open interest is doing, it's just down, up, down, and up. So that's what we can see at the moment. So something happened here. I guess they liquidated some longs. I can't see that yet. I could see it if I'm not using CryptoQuant, but I guess, yeah, we will see that afterwards in the blockchain whispers as well. So if we take a look now, also here we can see a huge outflow related to derivative exchanges. 470 million outflow. That's really huge. It seems someone is taking profit of the push we had over the weekend, over the Sunday, because we received here 250, another 230, another 240 here, another 200. So someone was playing very well, did his money, and now we can leave the market, I guess. taking into account what is happening here, someone, it seems, is used those 5,600 bitcoins to short the market. Also possible. At the same time, we can see that they are taking profit right now. I guess it's I'm not sure if that's the case, because even more bitcoins are coming into derivative exchanges, correlates very well to the outflows as well. So it's not really, the net flow is almost neutral. Just here once where we received a net flow of almost 5,000 bitcoins. So let us go forward. We can see very well what happened here. So open interest lifted up now. It's pushing up, indicating the market, the future market is recovering well. Also leverage ratio is going up. I have seen just a follower that tweeted his chart indicating he was using 125 leverage and did almost 5,000% from 16 or 17k up to 23. And then he used 100 leverage to go down from yesterday to the little price retracement from today. You can do it. I mean, I would also make it with $10 or something. I'm not sure if you guys do that with $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, because otherwise you would be almost millionaire now. So yeah, unfortunately, I agree with you. That's what the market give us at the moment. It's pure casino. So why not trade like a casino? It makes sense. If we take a look, also here we can see that even it seems they are still demanding longs. It looks like it could break the trend. And as mentioned, leverage ratio declined a lot and it's recovering. Yesterday, that was they liquidated 1,400 bitcoins in shorts and 180 in longs, while they pushed up very, very hard, in my opinion. Almost $1,000. So people who said, oh, the whole market is overshorted, it's wrong. It's bullshit. It was bullshit. I have said it is bullshit. It is bullshit. That was overshorted. Okay, we just went up from 19 just to 21. So we did $2,000, and they liquidated almost 32,000 bitcoins and shorts. If you check what they did this time, they went up from 16 to almost 24, and even accumulated, they didn't even liquidated all these shorts. I mean, just take a look to the open interest. It's not possible. The question is, how does the long balance looks like? Because everyone is now FOMO, bull, moon. Not everyone. That's not true. I'm not going to do the same like bulls are doing. And so it's absolutely not true. Not everyone is extremely bullish, but those who are extremely bullish at the moment, who had this narrative of overloaded short market, well, it's not the case. And So let us take a look what options are doing. 0 dots. What the fuck is that? Oh my god. Well, maybe it's Monday. That's because of it. 22,500 would be the magnet with a scale of 0.0012. So, oh no, 0.037. However, it's peanuts. That's tiny like a hair. So nobody should care about. If we take a look to the gags reduced, declined a lot, but it's still in an extreme 167,000. That's a lot, while the price was at 23,250. Let us take a look here, I guess. Oh, we have a lot of lots here. Why? Oh, bear put spread and bull call spread. Bull put spread, short straddle. Okay. But I don't get why the gamma walls are that tiny, to be honest. But okay, it's fine. Let us see if we can see here something. So let us talk about the bear put spread with 3,200 lots and a notional of 74 millions, while a premium of 740,000. It's not a lot, but also indicating a lot of out of the money instruments here involved. So let us take a look. But because bull call spread, for example, is the bullish version of it, and it has almost a double, indicating me that these guys are in buying or selling. It depends. We need to check in the money options. So let us bear put spread. The bear put spread. So the bear put spread is a strategy. It's a bearish one where the trader is expecting a gradual price decline in Bitcoin, and to make its max profit, the Bitcoin price has to be at or below the strike price of the short put. So with a lower strike. If we take a look, let us check what's the biggest here, and the biggest is, for example, that here, it seems. Yeah, it's indicating they would expect a price below of 21,500 until this Friday. So they are expecting we will go down. They spent $184,000 for those 500 500 lots, but it's not out of the money. It's at 22,500. So really interesting. We need to see. It seems the demand for puts declined a lot, I guess. If we take a look here, for example, indicating exactly the same. So if we check, almost everyone here is indicating a price below of 21,500 until this Friday. So indicating a correction should happen until next Friday. Bull call spread. Let us go to the bull call spread, because this one has really a less notional, but at the same time we have here a bigger premium. Oh God, 1.49 millions, as you can see. So the bull call spread is exactly the opposite of the bear put spread. So where the trader is expecting a gradual price rise, and here, for example, it's to generate the max profit, the Bitcoin price has to be at or above the strike price of the short call, means with a higher price, indicating here, for example, exactly the opposite. Let us take a look. What would be the biggest here? Well, it's not much bigger. That's the bull call spread. It seems, okay, bear call. Let me go back to the bear put spread. Oh no, okay, for the bear put spread was fine, but the bull call spread has 38, so 19 trades. That explains a lot. So let us take a look here. That's a big one. They are expecting until end of June a price of 30K or above. It's interesting because we have seen in the past weeks they were extremely bullish until end of March and extremely bearish hitting end of June, and now this guy is doing exactly the opposite. He is expecting, hey, we will go up, we will go above a 30K until end of June. Really interesting. If we check more, what would be the next bigger one? Here, that would be also the next bigger one, indicating until end of March see a price above a 34K. I guess really they took just the bullish pill and they are so bullish. Yeah, that's it. So we have almost, the mask is indicating we will see until Friday a price above of 26, 25, 24. So relatively close to the current price, not indicating any kind of correction. So up, 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 up only. And some of them are even expecting until end of March to moon. Okay, if that's the case, then that's the case. Bull put spread. That would be the next one. Even the bull put spread is, as you can imagine, it's the same like the bull call spread, just with puts. And they are also expecting that the price goes up. And also here, just to generate the maximum profit, the Bitcoin price has to be at or above the strike price, price of the short put, means with a higher strike. Let us take a look here. We have 9 trades, 18 different instruments. Let us check what will be the biggest one here. The biggest in premium at least would be this one here, where they are indicating to see until next Friday a price above of 22.5. It's absolutely different. It seems we have 3 different entities, big entities playing. We have those using bear put spread, then those using bull call spread. Doesn't mean that both are related to the same entity, because he is just have enough money and just want to make such kind of risk management hedge. Don't know if that's usual to hedge bear put spread with a bull call spread, but I don't know. And yeah, now here it looks more realistic. They're expecting until next Friday to see a price back above of 22.5. That's what they are indicating here, and it's almost always the same. And then we go to the last one, that's the short straddle. The short straddle is not a strategy where they are expecting, for example, such kind of, yeah, you know, up or down. They are even expecting no price movement. So the price will maintain now relatively flat. We can go down a little bit, we can go up a little bit, but their main bet is we will maintain. And we will see what they think. So the biggest one would be this one. And they are expecting until end of February, we will be at 21K and maintain there. It seems related to the premium in with the lot size that this calls 21K for end of February are really expensive at the moment. So otherwise, for example, here it's also a big one indicating until end of February 23, 23, 23. So we have one indicating 21 and everything else is indicating, hey, we will go and maintain 23K until end of February. Maybe go, it doesn't mean they are expecting just until end of February or they need to wait until end of February. They can close their positions also before. That's also possible. That's it. Let us go forward. So let us talk about market drivers. But first of all, I received a message and I want to share that. The CME is providing some really interesting data. For example, also related to their future market. And they have here a really interesting dashboard where we can see, we can just select Bitcoin right now. It takes a little bit. Hello. Hello. Oh, it takes just a bit. Okay. So, and we can see here, for example, a chart with futures, also something we can just, and we can start to take a look what they are doing. First of all, before we just check the data, we need to keep in mind that on CME are also, because it's a regulated market, they can use also futures for arbitrage. So we need to be extremely careful with that, because big institutionals, they do or they try to reduce their risk a max and make some money with that. So big volume, but maintain the risk almost zero. So with arbitrage, that's possible. If we take a look here, we can see, for example, if we check here, we can see the dealer, for example, they are shorting more. Almost 25% of the open interest here is, it seems, no, it's stupid, because 25, what is that? 25% of what? Of all shorts? Yeah, it seems. Of all shorts are classified or shared to dealers. Asset managers and institutionals, those who are moving and shifting huge amounts where they use, for example, arbitrage for that, they are on the long side. And that's something sometimes we need to check the premium on CME. We need to check if they're, what, for example, I have a chart for that. How is the conditions for arbitrage at the moment? And because these guys are almost on the long side. Leverage funds, for example, it's not that big difference, but it seems it went shifted now to the short side, indicating we have here almost 44% of all shorts on leverage funds, while 32% on the long side for leverage funds. And then we have, of course, other actors there that have to report their trades. Also here, shorts much more than longs. And then you have, of course, actors, they don't need to report. Retailers, even with a little bit more money than on Binance, for example. Or, if you are going to make a future 125 leverage and you are using $100 on CME, it's not possible. So they are indicating that they are still on the long side, even if it's not big. So yeah, it looks like something is changing. We can take a look what happened before. Before, you can see these guys are almost always on the long. 3.6 we had just before, now we have 4.3, so they are receiving more shorts here, the dealers. These guys are almost the same, 10%, not even more longs. Leverage funds, they had 6.5 last time, and they have 7.6 now. And others, let me check, can we see that? They had 3,162 and now 2,800. So it seems they reduced while their longs are still on the same level. That's it. If we take a look, open interest 17,390 and much more than just before. Well, not much more, but enough more. So now let us go forward and check what's happening here. If we take a look, it seems those trading with BUSD are taking profit. They are reducing and selling more than buying. At the same time, Fiat and Tether are taking over, it seems. And if we check, for example, we can see that futures are at the moment just following the fiat. So that's US dollars. And if we check, Ethereum went, Tether went more up, BUSD just down, and fiat and Tether holding the price, using as well collateral futures, Bitcoin collateral futures and stablecoin collateral futures. Then we see BTC BUSD pair on Binance. Also here we can see what they are doing. So they declined a lot already, but it's still a big way front of them, I guess. Then we have the aggregated also looking like it seems fiat and Tether pushing up and maintaining the price with futures as mentioned. Here is Binance BTC Tether, and we can see that they are doing it here, right? So while the aggregated looks really similar, it's almost a copy. If we take a look to Bitfinex, for example, on Bitfinex, we can see these guys pushed up yesterday. It's not surprising me at all because I know that Bitfinex, I don't like Bitfinex, so I don't like Tether, I don't like Bitfinex, but many people knows that. I don't care if you like it, but for me that's not a serious project, it's a serious company, but that's another topic. However, yeah, they pushed up, they did this, they tried to push up very hard, and it seems they failed. Afterwards they declined a lot, and well, then they started to distribute afterwards, it seems. If you take a look, for example, on Kraken, for example, pushed up a little bit, nothing big, and started to distribute here as well. We check here, Bybit, for example, went up and declined. Also here doing exactly the same what Binance is doing, very interesting. If we take a look, for example, Coinbase, also distributing, and also doing the same what Tether pairs are doing. If we check Bitstamp, of course, up only, just up, nothing else works there, so only up. And last but not least, we take a look to Gemini, and Gemini also only up. That's what we can see, absolutely the opposite of the aggregated one. So I have added here, I spent some time this weekend checking, because even CryptoQuant or Sentiment, they are adding more indicators and so on and so forth, and yeah, sometimes I miss them, so I spent some time checking what's happening here, and I can see whales transaction count, for example. We can see that bigger amounts was of course also involved here, or for example here as well, or with less than 1 million, indicating that these guys, the big whales, just triggered it, and then those guys using less than 1 million, so also retailers, pushed up. So they triggered what I thought a FOMO, and that's it. At the same time, also what I mentioned, BUSD was the main driver here, indicating a lot of money flowed in to centralized exchanges, and it seems they are right now taking profit. So the last one was those 300. Well, now we received another 20 millions. It was 310 millions. Now it's 330 millions, while just an exchange inflow of 5 millions. Peanuts. It was the main driver. Could it be an indicator we are done here? It's possible, but you know, it's not that easy to say, because for me it's really hard to make any kind of conclusions with a market that makes such a price action. It's, you know, without any big resistance, low volatility, just up, like everyone agrees and says, yeah, let us go together, the whole community to push up. That's not how a market works. But well, they distribute it. It seems they distribute it, because on Tether and on USDC we received a lot of centralized outflows, indicating while BUSD was pushing up, they were cashing out. So But, without, just to hide it, just to let you think moon next. We will see. I mean, this week is going to be extremely, I'm really just providing the data. Even I'm still extremely bearish. I'm not trading it. I'm not going even to short that. I mean, I know what's going to happen. For me, I'm convinced it's inevitable that's going to happen, but I'm not going to trade that because I don't know what could happen afterwards. Can I take my money then out, or what should happen with my money then? I really don't know. It's absolutely foggy what's happening with Binance, with all the announcement that Fed did, the White House did, and so on and so forth. So, hey, I'm holding long term. I'm not going to sell my spot bags, but I'm not going to trade. It's really easy. Sometimes it's not, we have a lot of different assets in the world. I love crypto. I spent much more time than I guess many of you in all these 2 years. I was trading all the time. I really like that. And I love the technology behind crypto. But the market, it's, I don't want to be very aggressive now, saying what I think. So I just let it. But people say, are you for crypto because you are just breeding food? Listen, we have a lot of different red flags. I was very clear. Of course, I love bullish price action. For me, the bull run 2020 was legendary, absolutely legendary. The push up we did from end 2020 to the beginning of 2021. It was absolutely legendary. That's something that should be part of a book, to be honest, because it was amazing. It was really amazing. We had years before a huge preparation, accumulating a lot, and then they pushed up very hard. What happened here, and even July 2021, when Sam and FTX bought 75,000 bitcoins just to push up the price, for me, that's trash. That's something I don't like to trade. I didn't trade July 2021 and also not August. I don't care about. I give you the information so you can trade it, but I'm not going to trade that. If we take a look here, now let us go forward. Retailers' balances going up, not surprising me. Here, tendency up, not surprising me. These guys here, pushing up. They have 10 to 100 bitcoins. This guy's here, tendency declining. This guy's here, tendency declining. This guy's here, tendency up. Oh, now people would say, wow, but look, Inspo, 10,000 to 100,000 Bitcoin wallets are buying. That's bullish. Check the distribution list, guys. Just check it. Almost 80 to 90% of all these wallets are linked to OKEx, Binance Cold Wallet, Bitfinex, Coinbase, and so on and so forth. What does that mean? Of course, we need to make a detailed research and analysis to check if all this money is going up, is going to centralized exchanges, or maybe to a whale. It's also possible. But it matches very well to the tweet that ITTech said, and something I have mentioned as well, because the market maker entity reduced just in 2 days their balances by 30,000 while their wallet count maintained unchanged, indicating, hey, where are those bitcoins now? OTC. That's what these guys are using. I will show you. They sent some few hundred bitcoins to centralized exchanges. Everything else is pure OTC and derivatives. That's the only thing what they are doing. So, yeah, I still convinced something big is going to happen because the data is showing that, weights ratio, and so on and so forth. So for me, it's absolutely obvious. But yeah, timing is the key. And meantime, you need to trade. If you want to make money, you need to trade the market. It is what it is. So here, as mentioned, and of course these guys here. These guys, we just have 4 wallets there, and all of them are involved to two exchanges, Bitfinex. 2 of them are Binance, and 1 of them even Gemini, if I'm not wrong. OKEX CEO, CryptoQuant CEO said that once, but you know. So nothing to see here. Now I show you what these guys are doing. Look that. Oh, we will go down. So they send tiny amounts just to push down the price. I show you now what they are doing with OTC. Oh, I need to go more here. For example, they send Bitcoins. OTC starts to sell, the price goes down. They start to sell, price goes down. The same here. Price sell, the price goes down. Same here. Price goes down. And that's what OTC is doing. These guys, while centralized exchanges, for example, every time price goes up, then OTC takeover goes down. OTC, it seems, is on the bear side, while the centralized exchanges are on the bullish side. Interesting. Who is using OTC? You? I guess not. Me either. So it's not me, it's the big money. However, still less futures, more spot. But that's really, I mean, the last time we have seen that, it's, let me check, the last time was here, we received 940 Bitcoins, or even here where we had 2000 Bitcoins. So it seems these guys are right now 1,600 Bitcoins. These guys are planning the next, yeah, well, it depends. If maybe they want to distribute more the way up, but usually they want to see a price going down. Let me check if miners, no, it's not miners. Miners sent today 950 Bitcoins out to exchanges. So they are not the senders here. Well, let us go forward. Wow, the last chapter was really long, basically because I showed you the whole futures on CME and so on, so that's not going to happen again. I'm not going, only if I detect something that would be extremely alarming, I would mention it again. Otherwise, it's just taking too much time because I also need to explain things and so on and so forth. Coinbase. Still 25,000, now at 24,500, and the next wall to the downside would be 15.5 and 15k as mentioned. So yeah, they are reinforcing here 29, and that's it. Bitstamp. On Bitstamp, nothing to the upside, only to the downside, 15k. Next one, Binance, BTC USDT, the Tether one. They are removing some liquidity at 25. Instead, they reinforced 24,500. Now we have a wall also at 24k. The next wall to the downside will be at 21,400, reinforcing the wall at 20k. Removed some liquidity at 15.5, but also here you can see even they removed a lot of liquidity, still intact. So let us go forward to BTC BUSD. And here looks similar. We still have here 25k. They reinforced and are adding some liquidity at 24.2. We have a big wall at 24. Otherwise, the next wall to the downside will be at 21,900, but the big one at 21. Another one at 20,700. They removed liquidity here, and then the big one at 19k, or like here, for example, at 17k. They removed everything below of 17k and 15k, and below of 15k still everything intact. Bitfinex. Bitfinex, also very interesting what they are doing. To the upside, we don't have anything, not really big, but to the downside. To the downside, they are limiting at 21.5, They are limiting between 20,800 and 20,500. They are limiting the way down at 19, the way at 18, the way at 17.4, the way at 16, and so on and so forth. So also here nothing big changed. Come on. And OKEX. OKEX, nothing indicating here. OKEX swap still at 17k waiting. Oh, I need to zoom in. It's just crazy. Kraken spot. We can see that they are here reinforcing 25k just in case off, even at 25.8. Bitget, nothing happening here. That's the BTC USD. Now BTC USDT, also nothing here. Bitmax here is indicating trading line. That's really crap. I don't know why your map needs a lot of resources. I really don't get that. 24,700, remove the wall here 28 and shift it downside to 27.2. Otherwise, that's it. Binance futures. What is happening here? Well, almost here, still waiting at 25k to short, but nothing. They even removed the long order here at 22.5 and shifted downside to 22.400, and well, everything below 20,319k removed. Also interesting. Then here, that's the BTC BUSD for Binance futures, reinforcing 24,500 and 25, because it's absolutely possible that tomorrow we will see some volatility go up, hitting 25 or 24,500, and then go down, or go down and then up. Who knows? We will see. So 22,450, 21,500 here, but everything else, nothing. Bitfinex derivatives. Okay, tiny trade range. They are limiting the way down at 22,400 and 24,200. That's it. Yeah. Kraken futures. Wow. Nothing. OKEX futures. I'm not sure. Yeah, it seems that's okay. 19.2 limiting and 25. Deribit also limiting 22, 21.8, 21, so 20,100, I mean, 19.6, and that's it. So like they are expecting something. Okay, that's it. Let us go forward. Well, what should I say? I mean, nothing has changed. We are still in this stupid box. I guess tomorrow something should happen. We created a channel. This channel, we had a deviation. As you can see, that was the deviation. We went up afterwards. We went down. We did a retest, a very clear retest, principles. Then we went down, went up, did a retest, and went down once again. So we failed to go up and to break, and we failed also here to break and to go up more, indicating we should go down once again, hitting here to 23,000, maintain a little bit, and yeah, we will see what's going to happen this week, because I still don't have a crystal ball. So everything. Even option traders now are extremely splitted. Some are extremely bearish for next Friday, some are extremely bullish for next Friday. And so it's really hard to say what could happen next, and even the gamma vaults are not really useful at the moment. So everything depends on what will happen. Let me see. I mean, tomorrow CB consumer confidence could be interesting. I think we need a little bit more patience until Wednesday. And I think Wednesday it will be an extremely volatile day because of the Fed interest rate decision. Only if it's bullish, indicating, hey, 99.7, that's not a joke, 99.7 of all asked market actors said they are expecting 25 BPS as next interest rate decision. 99.7%. So it seems they asked me, I don't know when, and I said, oh, I'm expecting 50 BPS. So I was this 0.3%. I just say, I don't trust it. I don't would make a bet to 25 BPS because everything really absolutely is not indicating that the inflation is declining by itself. A decline because of energy. Energy was one driver, not the main driver. We have talked so many times about that. So with all the red flags we have around, with all the, every single red flag can trigger market sell off. And it can trigger that the inflation goes up. So for the Fed doesn't make sense now to say, let us make 25 PPS. Not only because the market is trading against us. We have won them so many times, they are ignoring it, they are sharing and spreading wrong and false narratives like soft landing. They triggered it. They initiate these narratives as well. Soft landing. You remember Fed? Well, I think soft landing is possible. Yeah, soft landing is possible if you have everything to reduce the impact from uproad effects. But they can't. It's not possible. That's not how it works in the globalization. That's the thing. Globalization gives you opportunities, but also risks. And we see now that the whole geopolitical situation is shifting. And so, yeah, it's not going to end very well, in my opinion. And so to say fixed 25 BPS will happen, I tell you, if they are really going to announce 25 BPS tomorrow, that's it. That's yeah. I would even say that the bull market should be initiated close afterwards, because if the Fed is going to bring 25 BPS while the inflation is not declining, while the economy is looking extremely strong based on GDP, based on data, but the PCE is even going up, even not that much, but it's going up. That's not what the Fed needs or wants. Declared goal, we need an inflation go back to 2%. We are far away of 2%. So just to make 25 PPS and let us see what happens next would be absolutely stupid. Absolutely stupid. Because it will happen something. And then 100 BPS, 200 BPS crash the whole market. Now they can fight inflation, reducing an impact to the markets. But if they start to make like Volcker and just aggressive, markets are going to crash anyway, so let us push up the interest rates, it will not end well. So we will see what they are going to do Wednesday. Anyway, nothing have changed. We had this deviation here, and now we need to wait what's going to happen next. I have seen that on SPY. It's not really accurate because I'm not using in particular this one application, but mentioning that a lot of puts 380 were both. In such case, that means we are at the moment at 400. And 380 means we should go back to the main POC here. And I mean, we will see how brave Bitcoin bulls are in case that happens, because that would be really big. I mean, 20 points down, it's 20%. So let us see if that happens or not. As mentioned, I'm still very bearish. I'm not trading. I'm really thinking to use other ways to short the market, but not related, not in the crypto market. So ETFs or something like. Depends, of course, because yeah, I'm not sure how much money I would like to invest in such position, or just use ETF on crude oil or something. I don't know. I just can tell you, you should be extremely careful. Some people are announcing volatility is going to come back. I guess that could happen. And in such case, I don't think that futures could be the right asset to use. Only with low leverage. And that means big volume. So be careful. Hopefully we will start to see some light, because everything looks really foggy at the moment, dust and foggy. So everything is extremely bullish. Well, those voices that were extremely bearish are very quiet right now, but they were very bearish in the past, and we need to see what's going to happen next. You know, if we will go up or we will go down, everything will depend on this week, in my opinion. Big love. See you tomorrow. Your Inspo. Bye bye.